An unusual scene today inside a courtroom in Cincinnati, where lawyers began picking the jurors who will decide the fate of a judge. Hamilton County Juvenile Court Judge Tracy Hunter on trial for a number of charges, including forgery, theft, and evidence tampering. Prosecutors accuse Judge Hunter of backdating some of her rulings to prevent appeals. They also say she misused a county credit card to pay for personal legal expenses. And they accuse her of illegally helping her brother, a court employee, get extra pay. The judge has pleaded not guilty. But there's another angle to all of this. Prosecutors also say the judge is partly responsible for the shooting deaths of two men because she kept one of them out of juvenile prison. Police say both men died in a shooting in Cincinnati last month. Defense attorneys deny that the judge played a role, and they say that the accusations could taint the jury pool as jurors consider those separate felony charges. If the jury convicts her on all of them, it could mean a prison sentence of up to 13 years. Joining us now, criminal defense attorney Ashley Merchant. Ashley, I can't imagine how difficult it must be to try to seat a jury pool when the accused is a judge.
Right. Definitely difficult, especially given the prosecutor's comments recently about her being responsible for these two young children's deaths. Essentially what they're saying is they asked for prison time. She didn't give the prison time. One of those gentlemen got out, committed a murder, himself murdered during that incident, and so had she followed their advice and kept him in jail, neither of those murders would have happened, and so both of those juveniles would be out on the streets. And so that's going to taint the jury pool because the jury's just heard that in their local media just last week, and so that's going to be fresh in their mind and something these lawyers have to deal with.
One of the charges has to do with misusing public funds. She apparently was using court credit cards that had been issued to her by the county to pay for filing fees for cases that had come before her, or cases that she had to pay for.
Right. Well, what all of this stems from, John, is the fact that she was delayed in her rulings. So she was not ruling in the times prescribed by Ohio law. So what happened was she went and backdated. Well, this is what the state's arguing. She went and backdated her rulings so that they would comply with law and not get overturned on appeal. She was sued by several entities, the public defender, the DA's office, and several private attorneys. Those lawsuits incurred filing fees. She then went and used her county credit card to pay those filing fees in lawsuits where she herself was a defendant.
And what's she looking at in terms of jail time if she's convicted?
If she's convicted, she could get up to 13 years in jail based on all 9 felonies that she's charged with. And probably never practice law again. But
they have to be able to seat a jury pool, and that's not going to necessarily be an easy exercise.
Right. It's not something that I'm envious of. I think those lawyers are going to have a hard time. I think the defense is going to have a really hard time trying to seat a jury that hasn't heard this and isn't somehow prejudiced by the facts of this case and what they've heard in the media, because she has been involved in the public spotlight for several years now.
Yeah, she has been in the headlines as well. Ashley Merchant. Ashley, thank you.
Thank you.